Hello, 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 Stampers. It's Judy Klock here. How are you this evening? Tonight, I am coming to you for another little part of the farewell tour. This is another stamp set that's going to be retiring. It is one of my favorites. It is called Free as a Bird. And as always, we're going to do two cards. A simple stamping card, and then one that we're going to step up. We're going to use sort of the same design, and we're going to add embellishments to it. But before I get started, I do want to have a little commercial announcement. We have our registration open for our Stampin' Bingo that will be happening on April 30th. And if you register now, you can save $5. You can save, $5 or 10% off the price, and you can register for just $45. These are two of the projects that we will be making. We are featuring the artistically inked stamp set, and you'll get a quarter of a package of designer series paper, an embellishment, and some ribbon, a bolt of ribbon, along with some goodies in there. So go ahead and get registered. You don't want to miss out. Spots are limited. So if you click on the events section of my Stamping with Crafty Klock Facebook page, you will see the link there to register for the event. And I also have registration open for my April class featuring Waves of Inspiration, and will be focused on masculine birthday cards. So let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm going to do really two very simple cards, and I kept it really simple because I love how black and white is really just simple yet elegant. So this is our simple stamping card. We've done nothing more than stamps, inks, and paper, and I've added just a little bit of color on those flowers with our Stampin' Right markers. So again, something very easy for a beginning stamper to do. One color ink, just a basic black ink, some gorgeous images, and then just a little tiny pop of color, if you choose, with a Stampin' Right marker. And I just used the petal pink to just add just the teeniest bit of color there. And then we're going to take that same design and we're going to step it up, and we're going to add some embellishments. We're going to color it with our Stampin' Blends, and we're going to add a wink of Stella. If you want, you can use our new Cloud Punch, and you can step it up. I stamped the sentiment there, but you can pop on a cloud with the sentiment if you wanted. I did this in balmy blue to match the birds, or you could do it in white edged in blue and put those up with some dimensionals, and that would give you just another little element that would bring interest and attention to this card. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for my base, whenever I'm using a white base, I always use the thick. So it's either thick Whisper White or thick Very Vanilla. That's 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And the reason you use the thick for the card base is it just gives the card just a little bit more heft and a little bit better feel to it. So we have that. Then I have a piece of basic black that is 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have a piece of our regular basic white that is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, very simple stamping. I'm just going to take that gorgeous image of those birds on the branch, and we're just going to ink up our stamp, and we're going to stamp it again. Like I said, this is very, very simple, but because we're keeping it in the black and white, I really think it's elegant. So we've got our image. Going to come in here with our little sentiment, the world needs more of you. And I'm just going to stamp that right there. Okay, now if you have markers and you want to add just a little pop of color, you can just go ahead and color in these flowers. There's not many of them. There's maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8. So there's not a lot, but that does give it just the teeniest little hint of color. And that's really it for our simple stamping card. We're going to keep it just to our basic black and white. Now I'm just going to go ahead and layer this up. I'm going to layer this on top of that basic black. And again, because these are only 1/8 of an inch shorter all around, just the teeniest, tiniest bit of that color is going to come through from behind. And now if you want, you can certainly put this on your card with Stampin' Dimensionals. Hey, Michelle, how are you? You can certainly go ahead and put this on with Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just going to use just our basic adhesive. And that is our simple stamping card. Just going to press this fold down with our bone folder to get it nice and crisp. so it lays flat. And that's our simple stamping card. Absolutely nothing more than stamps, inks, and paper, and one little tiny marker. So that's it. Our first card is done. For our next card, it's going to be the same basic design, but we're going to add lots of color. So again, I have the same pieces. I have the thick basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. A piece of our basic black that is 5 by 3 3/4. And then a piece of basic white that is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that bird image. And this is where we're going to spend a little bit more time. And we're going to actually color this image in. So for this, I'm going to take my Stampin' Blends. I'm still going to stick with the Petal Pink. And again, I'm just going to do these flowers. And what I love about the Stampin' Blends is these are alcohol markers. So it doesn't take a lot of pressure to really get very nice coverage. I'm actually just kind of dotting it because this is kind of a small space. So I'm just kind of dabbing the color on because I don't want it to run too much and I just want to get a little bit of color on there. All right, I think I have Pear Pizzazz. Oh, sorry, Light Old Olive. And I am using the light shades in all of these tonight. Well, we'll use a little bit of the dark balmy blue for the body of the bird. We'll use the light balmy blue and the dark balmy blue. But you see how fast it goes? And again, I'm just really just kind of dabbing this on. I went a little bit outside the lines there. If you go that out of the lines and you want to, we have a color lifter. You can certainly go ahead and use the color lifter to get the color up out of the areas where you don't want it. I think I'm just going to leave it. But I can show you if you want. I do have the color lifter. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to come back in with some soft suede. We're going to color that branch. And you can see how with each level, we're just adding a little bit more color and interest to our card. So how many of you have played with our Stampin' Blends? Let me know. Also, let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. And if you're watching on a replay, go ahead and put #replay. If you make these cards, do post them to my page so I can see them. And make sure you use the hashtag Crafty Klock. That's Klock with a K, K-L-O-C-K. Because we would love to see your creations. Because we want to celebrate you. Our stamping community is a lot of fun. We have a great group of stampers that we get together and stamp with. We have a lot of fun. And we support each other, not just in stamping, but in life. You know, it's always good to have some friends to kind of just share your joys and share your burdens. Sometimes you just need to vent, and it's always good to have friends. You can color and vent and have a good time. And we like to go and get together and just have fun. So if you're not, new catalog is coming out. If you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a catalog, please go ahead and leave me a comment and I will send you a link to order one. There is a small fee to cover postage, but then I give you a coupon for $10 off your first order. So when you place your order, it's like the catalog will be free. Let's see. See, we're getting there. I think I'll come back with a little tiny bit of yellow for the beaks. I'm just going to add that little tiny pop of color. Okay. I love coloring. It's very relaxing. I don't like fussy cutting, but I don't mind coloring, especially with our Stampin' Blends, because they make it so easy. And then I think after I put it on, I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a little wink of Stella over those to really make them shine. I think I have my I can't even pick it up now. I have my cloud. I think I'm going to put that there with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I think we'll be ready to assemble our card. Okay, so we're going to try something different here. So this punch is going to carry over from the January to June catalog into the new annual catalog. So if you order it now, you'll have it and it'll be good to go at least for another year. But I do like the Cloud Punch. It's something different. I don't think we've had one like that before. So it's kind of nice. So my hard copy of the catalog came this week. I'm so excited. We're going on little mini vacation tomorrow. So I'm going to take it with me and I'm going to sit down and peruse it and circle my must-haves. Luckily, a lot of what I have carried over. So that's good. So now we've got our card. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add some matte black dots. Just a couple of these. Just to add, again, just a little bit of interest. You always want to add interest to your cards. I don't think the glue came off with that one. Let's put that back on there. And this time, let's take it off with the glue. Okay, and then I'm going to come back with, if I can find it, with my Wink of Stella. And I'm going to just very carefully and quickly go over my birds. And that will just add just the teeniest bit of shimmer. I absolutely adore Wink of Stella because it adds just the right amount of glitter without getting glitter all over your house. So this is like the perfect answer for a little sparkle and shine. All right, so that is it. So our retiring Free as a Bird, you saw how we did it as a very simple card, and then we stepped it up with lots of coloring and embellishments and punches. But you can take the same basic card and you can step it up and really make it pop off that page. That's it for me. Have a great night, everyone. I will see you all next week. Bye.